blue blood discussion. And I will say this off the front. You can be a blue blood at one period in history, and you don't get to retain that forever.
Oh, there's a good example.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Army football, or, somebody like that. You don't always get to keep your blue blood status. But in basketball, I'll just give you the facts. Okay? The all-time national champions in basketball. We all know UCLA has won 11. They were not all with John Wooden. They've won a couple since then. So I would still say UCLA's a blue blood. I mean, they won one in the 90s, right?
I think they're clinging to it.
Yeah.
But Mick Cronin has had them back in the discussion a lot, so I would still put them in blue blood category.
Kentucky's won 8 after that.
Easy.
UCLA and Kentucky. But I agree with you, Brown. That's why I started off by saying you can lose your blue blood status in UCLA.
It's been very, very close at times.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Mick Cronin can keep them in blue blood territory, but he's going to need to win one to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
they're about to be a Big Ten team.
Like, truthfully, I throw UConn more into the blue blood category than I do UCLA.
They've certainly done more recently.
Yeah, because they've done it more recently. North Carolina's won 6. Duke's won 5.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana's won 5.
Well, that's one to me. I was going to use them as the example that is closer to losing it to me than UCLA.
Than even UCLA, right?
Yeah, I mean, it has been a long – I mean, Mike Davis had them in the Final Four, what was that, 2002
but 80s, right?
I mean, it goes back to Bob Knight in 87, I believe, since they won one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long time, and they really haven't been a big-time Big Ten factor consistently much either.
And when you're at my age, in my 50s, you probably don't realize until you really put pen to paper just how long ago the 80s really were.
It's been a minute, yeah.
And the 90s are a long, long time ago now, too, right?
Right.
So, I mean, it's been forever for UCLA and Indiana. For Indiana. UCLA has done it more recently. So I still put UCLA in the blue blood category, but I don't think they're spending the same way. The Big Ten comes along at the right time to save UCLA, in my opinion.
I agree. Indiana hasn't been to an Elite Eight even in 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years. I mean, that's just the Elite Eight, much less the Final Four. In 20 years, they haven't been. Now, it still means a ton to their fan base. But they've been to one Elite Eight in 30 years. Haven't been to one in 20 years, only one in 30 years. So it's kind of hard to argue that they're a blue blood anymore.
Indiana basketball, Nebraska football is about the same.
I've compared the two. Yeah, it's just because, the old saying, past results don't indicate future results or whatever. What a past performance doesn't indicate future results. That's true in Nebraska football and Indiana basketball.
Kansas and UConn each have 4. Here's UConn potentially about to win their 5th, which, by the way, is going to put them ahead of Kansas, the same level as Indiana and Duke all time, and just one behind North Carolina. So for you folks who are, rolling to the table about UConn and whether they're blue blood or not, and they haven't all done it in one period of time here, it's been sort of spread out, over the past 25 years or so. So hats off to UConn. You're definitely a blue blood in basketball, in my opinion.
You know who they are in football terms?
Who?
Miami.
They're the Miami Hurricanes. Yeah. But Miami's not there anymore.
They're not there, yes. But, I mean, they did all their work recently, but they've done so much work, you kind of have to put them in the discussion.
Villanova's got 3, and then you got a host of teams, Cincinnati, Florida, Louisville, Michigan State, NC State, Oklahoma State, and San Francisco back in the day that all have 2 national championships. Other than that, those are the only ones with multiple national championship. So the blue blood conversation is very, very, very small in basketball. UConn knee deep in blue blood. In fact, more likely to kick Indiana out than to kick UConn out in that conversation.
Yes, absolutely.
You guys have jumped the script on Notre Dame as a blue blood. I mean, that's a tough discussion for me with Notre Dame. I mean, it really is. I mean, they've won 8 major national championships, but it's been
88
forever. Yep. 88. Lou Holtz was the head coach, so it's been a long time. So you got to, Nebraska has won multiple national championships, more recently than Notre Dame has.
They have, absolutely, and they're clinging. I mean, See, this is a complicated discussion because I do want to go back to UConn in the comparison of Miami and Florida State, because Bobby said in the chat room, like, everything they have done is recently. Like, isn't blue blood mean historically you've been great? I kind of agree with that. So it does make UConn had made one Final Four before Jim Calhoun got there. But everything they've done has been in the Calhoun era.
And since then,
but that doesn't make you a blue blood. That makes you new money. I think UConn's more new money than blue blood.
Yeah, but at some point,
and Miami and Florida State too.
At some point, when do we cut it off? We cut it off?
I think.
I mean, if
I think
30 years.
No, I think you've had to have a historically long run to be one. Like, unfortunately for Miami, Florida State, and UConn, they just missed the boat. They missed the blue blood boat. But it left port without them.
So nobody can get on it ever again.
Nope. That's not how it works.
So I can't be good over 30 years. I can't be good, and I can't be a blue blood at that point.
No, you're new money at that point.
When does new money become not new anymore? Well, if it's been going on for 30 years.
Maybe if you do it for 100 years, and then 100 years from now they look back and like, my gosh, more than half the last 2 centuries they've been great. They're a blue blood. I mean, maybe you become that, but you can't just do it by having a good decade or two. I mean, that's just kind of. So, I mean, like, Rockstar loves the discussion of blue bloods. It goes back to, like, the wealth, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where we get the phrase from.
It's pilgrims. Yeah, blue bloods. They came across from.
Really?
Yeah, it was a cold day when we landed at Plymouth Rock.
You're
Jim
so
or not?
Full of crap, the pilgrims.
No, blue blood is the incestual ways of the royals back in the day.
Right.
And they ended up having blue blood.
Yeah. And they were pilgrims.
I would be really fun on Drunk History.
Yeah, you kind of would, actually.
Yeah.
I really don't know what the phrase started with.
Everybody seems to use it.
They do, but I've always thought it was just programs or families that have the long history of success and wealth and standing. And you can't say that about UConn. You just can't.
Standing is in the conversation, right?
Yeah.
The term blue blood originated in Spain. It was used to differentiate between people with light skin from those with darker complexions. The veins of Southern Europeans.
Wait, this sounds very racist.
Yes, I mean, let's dial it back right there.
Southern Europeans appeared more blue due to their pale and translucent skin.
Well, were they thought to be more affluent and successful and all that?
It says Duke is a blue blood. No, I don't know.
Well, Duke's easy.
Yeah.
What are they? What
well,
they do before Coach K?
They won a national championship before Coach K.
Won, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's a history of winning.
Okay, how many have they won without Coach K?
Well, I mean, Jim, they've played
one
year.
Yeah.
1 year.
So if they don't win any
zero.
more, so if they don't win any more without Coach K, are they forever blue bloods? Because I don't think they won one until 1976, Brownie.
Hang on, Jim. Men's basketball.
I'm just guessing. I think it was Mike Jaminski in 1970. No, it wasn't 76 because that was 77 maybe.
Your wife goes there. I would have thought you would. All right, so
we're not blue bloods.
Duke men's basketball, they won one in 1991. That was their first tournament champion. They were the runner-up in 64, 78, 85, and 90.
So there you go.
They started going to Final Fours, though, Jim, in 1963, 64, 66, 78.
So on the blue blood.
They had 4 before K even got there.
So on your blue blood boat, you have participation trophies? We're giving top 4s?
Well, I don't think Final Four is a participation trophy. I think that's the definition of what makes you a great college basketball
You're
program.
ready to kick Indiana out, and
they're on a precipitous cliff because they haven't done enough.
They've been to a couple of Final Fours, though, since they've
been to one Elite Eight since '93. In 30 years, they've been to one Elite Eight.
When did Mike Davis got him there?
That's the one.
Didn't he get to the Final Four?
He went to the national championship game.
Okay,
but I'm just saying that was all the same year. Elite Eight, Final Four, national champion. They go in order. I'm kidding. 93? No, 2002. That's the only one. That's the only Elite Eight they've been to since '93. I mean, that's a 30-year window where they haven't even been to the Elite Eight.
So in football, Alabama's got 13 major poll national championships.
Easy
Notre Dame's got 8. Oklahoma and USC have 7. Oklahoma and USC still blue bloods, right? Ohio State's got 6. Miami 5. No blue blood on that.
New money.
Nebraska 5. Precipitous. Is that your word?
Precipitous, but a blue blood. They're close to getting thrown overboard, like Indiana basketball.
LSU, Texas, Minnesota have 4 major poll national championships.
I mean, Texas maybe. Yeah, Texas. I'll give Texas. LSU, no, not a chance. Minnesota. No. Texas, I mean, you got to look at overall wins, too. I mean, it's more than just championships. I mean, you look at Texas overall wins; they're right up there. I mean, aren't they? They're top 5 all time.
Clemson, Florida State, Georgia with 3. Auburn, Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State, Pitt, Tennessee, and TCU with 2. Those are the only multiple national championship winners of all time. So you can be a blue blood only if you've been doing it a long, long time.
That's correct. Yep. That is the way that works. Otherwise, you're just new money.
New money.
Uh-huh.
So when do you go from new money to blue blood? You can't do it.
It takes a long time. It takes a very long time.
Yeah, when do you go from newlyweds to just this is my wife?
No, I mean it's arbitrary.
Right when you got back from your road tour, I bet in your house. How many road dates did you have? 43?
28. Come on.
Yeah, you were gone for 6 weeks, 4 weeks?
4 weeks.
Yeah, you were gone from 4 weeks. I guarantee you your marriage felt a lot different before you left than since you've been back.
No, we were good. I think we made it because she was super supportive, so I think we did really well.
I'm glad to hear that, right?
Yeah.
Absence makes the heart grow fond.
I understand it takes decades, Bobby, and I agree with you. Miami, I don't consider a blue blood in football.
No.
They did it in a very quick period of time. But how has UConn spread their basketball out for me?
Started in 99 with championships.
Okay, so this will be their 5th if they win it this weekend, and it's been 5 spread out in 99. It's been about 1 every decade, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Here, hang on one second. Here they are, 99, 04, 11, and 14. So they've got 4 since 99.
And a chance to get one in 23. That's spread out pretty nicely there. I'm
good for new money.
UConn, blue blood to me. Put them in.
Well, I mean, Taylor can do the poll. Would you trust the Bud Light poll question?
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Check it out with our friends at Bud Light there. She'll throw it out there. What are we asking?
UConn, blue blood, or new money?
UConn basketball.
UConn basketball. I don't think anybody's going to argue football.
UConn men's basketball.
There you go, yeah.
Because there's no doubt, is it
new
money
blue-blooded.
on UConn women's basketball?
No, God, they're blue blood.